All right, back to where were we? Yeah, so the Catholic guilt did get to me eventually, and I did not scrap the accoutrements used up on the altar for communion services. The communion cup, the body and blood of Christ, and the holy water container, all brass. I just couldn't bring myself around to, like, I started envisioning the holy water container with the cross on the top of it, laying in a pile of scrap amongst, like, old crankshafts and car tires and paint cans, and no. Even if that stuff just gets hoarded and nothing ever happens with it, so be it, I guess, right? But no matter what it is, it all ends up in a cemetery or in a scrapyard eventually, right? Whether you're a human or you're an automobile. There's pretty much just an end to it somewhere. Except I can tell this metal is starting to get very cold because it's only like 18 degrees out. And that does kind of affect the paint adhesion, maybe. I don't know. It don't look too bad though, you know, painting in 18 degree weather. So while I was there's the rag right there. I wanted to go and dust it off. There's a couple of, like, stains on it when I wanted to go and pick it up. Anywho, this is a painting of the Last Supper that I saved from the church. And I got an old Bible. It's like 80 years old. Here's the Bible. I mean, it's nothing super significant, but yeah, this is like super old. This is like 80 years old. Kind of cool though. I mean, it's got some. I'm not a priest, so I'm not completely familiar with why they would. This kind of depictions are not in many modern Bibles and stuff like that. In a lot of ways, this whole place is kind of like the same, even to this day, right? I don't know. So a long time ago on my channel, I got into this like long dragged out argument with like some Christian dude of, you know, one of those evangelistic faiths, which is fine. I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with being an evangelist, right? But sometimes as a Catholic, they figure that, you know, you don't know anything about the Bible because the little difference between Catholicism and other Christianity religions is they non-Catholic preach directly from the Bible. Okay? Where I'm just getting to the like quick and short of it. Whereas a Catholic, the Bible is interpreted. Okay, it's read. Okay, the passages are read, and then it's more of like a theologic type of approach. What did they mean? You know, I'm being generic about it. All right, I don't want to get all deep into it, but that's the main difference. So as a Catholic, all my life I've found, people challenging the faith, because other Christian faiths go directly word for word, pretty much like quotations directly from the Bible. And that's not entirely the case if you're a Catholic. Anyway, back to this. I don't know where I put it. Maybe it's in the Dodge pickup or something like that, but I have a cool painting of a crown of thorns. So I was only able to grab, after grabbing the metal, after all, I'm a scrapper, I was only able to grab a few, somewhat significant artifacts. So, being a scrapper, and being a Catholic, I'm able to, laser in on this, that, and other thing. Other faiths would definitely take that Bible. That's not a Catholic Bible, it's a Christian Bible. And the Last Supper, that pretty much applies, right? Just to the crucifixion of Christ and the crown of thorns. So those are kind of generic Christian artifacts that other faiths would also grab, for sure. Most other faiths wouldn't grab the statue of Mary and cart that off. Some would, but I think plus some faiths see the statues in the church as idol worship, and they're not, because nobody idolizes a plaster of Paris thing. I think statues, are pretty much the influence of the Romans, the Italians and stuff like that. Just being artists and wanting to, and plus, it gave a 3D type of imagery to, I don't know. It's not how it is today. We can't relate in our digital age, because I don't know. I'm talking religion. I'm a scrapper. I don't know. I end up getting myself over my skis with God gearheads, and then I'm not up for it. I just know what I know. I'll move this out of the way here. And when I put this painting here, I'm on a kick here. Look how rusty and banged up that register is. That needs to be bent back in shape, sanded down, painted, and reinstalled. Along with this wall socket here. Look like the people that came here and they painted this wall here. I'm going to do the painting this time. My father-in-law hired somebody and had it painted for one of the kids' graduations. But as you can see, which drives me crazy, they got paint on various items and stuff like that, because the painter didn't just use painter's tape. He used a large piece of cardboard, to go on. Look, there's a dent in the wall there too, even. What the heck? Now, the more you look at a house, the more damage you find. Dent in the wall right there. If you really look, there's a crack right there. I don't think we can fix that. That's too insignificant. I mean, I'll be here for 100 years trying to do that. Take care of things down to that kind of minutia. I'm going to just finish these ones off. They've been lightly sanded, all of them. Ooh, just noticed something on that one. There's some old paint on that one, like house paint. So, as I'm making the video, I'm reading the comments on scrapping the Catholic Church stuff. And one person was like, Jesus is present. I'm not laughing, by the way. That's true, but the stuff is deemed unsuitable for church services because it's in such poor condition that it's just basically scrapped. I mean, if they didn't get scrapped, they would either end up in somebody's basement or in the dumpster.
A little slow tonight, isn't it?